and I always talk about this because it's just a fact of life that you don't need to fight. As you get into your 40s as an angler, you're going to start noticing some type of a little bit of decline in your success, especially if you're a competitive angler and if you're a recreational angler to some extent, because these changes take place slowly. And one of the first things that you're going to notice is everybody's eyesight starts to get a little bit weaker as they get into their 40s. And I remember when I turned 45 or 46, that's when I started, having to use these readers like a lot of you guys are. So just things like that. It makes it slower to tie on a knot. You can't, you miss some guides in your rod once in a while when you're stringing them up. That's one aspect of it. And then there's some other changes within your body too that takes place, whether it be physical and mentally. And this change, it happens at different paces with different people. If you take care of yourself and you exercise and you pay attention to a lot of stuff like that, you can delay some of that stuff. But eventually what's going to happen is by the time that you hit about 50, you're going to start noticing a decline in your success that you can't really identify. It's like when I observe people that when they get into their 50s, like in tournament fishing, everybody starts going downhill. I don't care. Kevin Van Dam started going downhill. All the top guys, Denny Breyer, Rick Clunn, Larry Nixon, everybody starts going downhill for those reasons that we mentioned, and you fight it at first. But one of the things I want to talk about today is I want to give you guys some tips and advice on how to take advantage of being older as an angler and some things that you can do to really, continue catching a lot of fish. Now, a lot of it depends on the state of your physical health. I mean, a lot of people, if they don't exercise and they don't take care of themselves, they don't have the same type of reflexes and muscular balance that you did when you were younger. So the techniques, as you get over 50, if you were one of those guys that love to just burn the bank with a spinnerbait or burn the bank with a crankbait, you're probably going to have to make some type of an adjustment to the way that you fish. You don't have to change it completely, but you're going to have to incorporate other techniques that allow you to not, have to rely on that type of endurance. So one of the things that I've noticed about anglers that are successful when they get over 50, and I'll use Larry Nixon as a prime example of this because he was highly competitive up into his late 60s, is try to gravitate towards techniques that are slower fishing. Guido Hibdon was the same way. As Guido got older, he did the same thing. But if you were a big spinnerbait, topwater, crankbait fisherman when you were younger, try to start incorporating some other techniques that are slower, like jig fishing, Texas rig worm fishing, Senko fishing, wacky rig fishing,